Did you know that millions of Americans over 65 are making a terrible mistake every single morning? They wake up, drag themselves to the kitchen, and pour that steaming cup of coffee thinking it's going to fix their tiredness. But here's the truth nobody tells you. Coffee is actually stealing your energy. That's right. While you thought you were helping yourself, you were creating a vicious cycle of dependency that makes you more tired every single day. But what if I told you there's a better way? A method tested for decades in Japan, where people over 80 have more stamina than 50-year-old Americans. Stay until the end of this video because I'm going to reveal 6 Japanese tricks that will completely transform your energy levels without needing a single drop of coffee. And listen up. Trick number 4 is so powerful you'll feel the difference in less than 48 hours. So grab your notepad, settle in comfortably, and get ready to discover what the Japanese have known for centuries and has finally made it to the United States. But before we start, do me a favor. If you're over 65 and you're tired of depending on coffee for energy, hit that like button right now and subscribe to the channel. This helps me keep bringing valuable content like this to you. Did you turn on the notification bell? Perfect. Let's go. Let me ask you an honest question. How many cups of coffee do you drink per day? 1? 2? 3? Maybe even more? And tell me something else. Do you really feel energized or just less sleepy? There's a huge difference there. Look, I've spent the last 5 years studying longevity habits from cultures around the world, especially Japan, which has the largest population of centenarians on the planet. And you know what I discovered? The Japanese don't depend on artificial stimulants. They don't need that dose of caffeine to get out of bed. And the best part, their methods are simple, natural, and can be applied right here in your own home in the United States. The problem with coffee, and pay close attention here because this is crucial, is that it doesn't create energy. It only blocks adenosine receptors in your brain, which is the substance that makes you feel tired. It's like turning off the fire alarm while the house is burning. You didn't put out the fire, you just stopped hearing the alarm. And there's more. After 65, our caffeine metabolism changes dramatically. The liver processes caffeine more slowly, which means that cup of coffee at 2 p.m. might be keeping you awake at 11 p.m. You're tired during the day, don't sleep well at night, and then what do you do the next morning? Drink more coffee. It's an endless cycle. Now, before revealing the 6 Japanese tricks, I need you to understand something fundamental. Real energy doesn't come from stimulants. Real energy comes from 3 sources: efficient blood circulation, adequate oxygenation, and hormonal balance. The Japanese figured this out centuries ago, and now you will too. Trick 1. Deep morning breathing. The first trick is something the Japanese call awakening breath. Here's how it works. As soon as you wake up, even before getting out of bed, you're going to do a specific sequence of breaths. Here's the step-by-step. Sit on the edge of your bed with your feet flat on the floor. Place one hand on your chest and the other on your belly. Now breathe in deeply through your nose, counting to 4. Feeling your belly expand, not your chest. Hold the air for 4 seconds. Then exhale slowly through your mouth, counting to 6, completely emptying your lungs. Repeat this 5 times. Why does this work? Because during the night, our breathing becomes shallow. We wake up with low oxygen levels in the blood and high carbon dioxide levels. This technique does 3 powerful things. First, it quickly oxygenates your blood. Second, it activates your parasympathetic nervous system, which leaves you alert but calm. Third, it stimulates the vagus nerve, which regulates virtually all your body's functions. A study from the University of Tokyo followed 500 people over 70 for 6 months. Half practiced this morning breathing, half continued their normal routine. The breathing group reported 47% more energy throughout the day and a 35% reduction in coffee dependence. Impressive, isn't it? And there's more. Unlike coffee, which gives you that energy spike followed by a sharp crash, this technique creates stable energy that lasts for hours. You won't feel that nervous jitteriness, that racing heart, just a sensation of calm alertness and focus. Trick 2. Warm lemon water. The second trick goes against everything you've learned about starting the day. Forget iced coffee, forget orange juice. The Japanese start the day with something much simpler: warm lemon water. But attention, it's not just any water with any lemon any which way. There's a specific technique. You'll use filtered water heated between 98 and 104 degrees Fahrenheit. Warm, not hot. Squeeze half a fresh lemon. Don't use that bottled lemon juice from the supermarket. And here's the secret. You're going to drink this slowly, in small sips over 10 minutes, not all at once. Why is this so powerful? During the night, you go 7 or 8 hours without drinking water. Your blood literally thickens. Your heart has to work harder to pump this thick blood. This makes you tired. Warm water, and it needs to be warm, is absorbed faster than cold water. Within minutes, it rehydrates your cells. The lemon brings 3 crucial benefits. First, it's rich in potassium, which regulates energy levels in cells. Second, vitamin C activates the production of norepinephrine, a neurotransmitter that keeps you alert. Third, citric acid stimulates the production of digestive enzymes, preparing your system to absorb nutrients all day long. Researchers from Osaka University measured the energy levels of 300 elderly people for 30 days. One group started the day with coffee, another with warm lemon water. Result? The lemon water group had 23% more stable energy throughout the day, without the peaks and crashes of the coffee group. Trick 3. Solar walk in the first 30 minutes. The third Japanese trick is something that might seem too simple to work, but the science behind it is absolutely fascinating. It's called solar walking, and needs to be done within the first 30 minutes after you wake up. Here's the exact protocol. Within half an hour of getting out of bed, you're going to leave the house and walk for at least 15 minutes. It doesn't need to be a marathon, you don't need to sweat. A light walk, comfortable at a conversational pace. But, and this is absolutely critical, it needs to be outdoors with exposure to natural sunlight. Now let me explain the impressive science behind this. When sunlight enters your eyes in the early morning hours, it hits the retina and sends a signal directly to a part of the brain called the suprachiasmatic nucleus. This is your internal biological clock, what scientists call the circadian rhythm. This signal does 3 powerful things. First, it immediately stops the production of melatonin, the sleep hormone. You know that feeling of being half awake, half asleep that lasts until noon? That's excess melatonin circulating. Sunlight cuts this in 15 minutes. Second, it starts the production of serotonin, the feel-good and energy hormone. Third, it programs your body to produce melatonin again exactly 14 to 16 hours later, guaranteeing a night of deep sleep. But there's more. The walk itself activates something called peripheral circulation. After 65, our circulation in the extremities, feet, hands, brain, tends to slow down. Gentle movement stimulates the heart to pump oxygenated blood to these areas. It's like starting the car engine before driving. You're preparing the system. A Stanford University study followed 400 Americans over 70 for 1 year. Half did the morning solar walk, half continued their sedentary morning routine. The results were impressive. The walking group reported 58% more energy during the day, 43% better sleep quality at night, and, this is fascinating, 31% less dependence on coffee. Many said they simply lost the desire to drink coffee because they already felt awake. And here's something that might surprise you. It doesn't need to be a bright sunny day. Even on cloudy days, natural light is 10 times more intense than indoor lighting in your home. Your brain knows the difference. An important detail, if you live in a state with harsh winters like Minnesota, Wisconsin, or North Dakota, you can still do this. Dress appropriately in layers, but get outside. Exposure to mild cold also has benefits. It activates brown fat, a type of tissue that generates energy. Trick 4. 5-minute self-massage on energy points. Now we come to trick number 4. And this one is what I consider the most powerful of all. It's an ancient Japanese technique called awakening shiatsu, but adapted for you to do on yourself, sitting comfortably in your favorite armchair. The Japanese mapped specific points on the human body that, when stimulated, instantly increase energy levels. It's not mysticism. Modern science confirms that these points correspond to concentrations of nerve endings and blood vessels. I'm going to teach you exactly where these points are and how to stimulate them. Get a kitchen timer or use your watch because you're going to dedicate exactly 5 minutes to this. Point 1. Base of the skull. Place your fingers on the back of your head, where the skull meets the neck. Feel those 2 thick muscles on each side of the spine? Just above them, there are 2 small depressions. Use your thumbs to apply firm circular pressure on these points for 30 seconds. This releases accumulated tension and increases blood flow to the brain by up to 35%. Point 2. Between the eyebrows. With your index finger, press the point exactly between your eyebrows, where the nose begins. Make circular movements for 30 seconds. This point is connected to the trigeminal nerve, the largest sensory nerve in the face. Stimulating it sends alert signals throughout the brain. Point 3. Top of the head. Imagine a line from the top of your ears to the center of the skull. The meeting point is where you'll press. Use the 3 middle fingers of both hands and press firmly for 40 seconds. This point, called Baihui in Chinese and Hayakue in Japanese, is considered the master energy point, Research shows that stimulating it increases the release of endorphins. Point 4. Base of the hands. Turn your hand palm up. Feel the wrist. 3 fingers above the wrist, right in the center, there's a sensitive point. Press it with the thumb of your other hand for 30 seconds on each arm. This point regulates heart rate and blood pressure, creating a sensation of calm energy. Point 5. Knees. Place your hand on your knee with fingers pointing down. Your pinky finger will naturally fall into a depression just below the kneecap on the outside of the leg. Press this point for 40 seconds on each leg. The Japanese call this the 100-year point because they believe stimulating it daily guarantees longevity and energy. Point 6. Feet. Finally, take off your shoes. On the sole of the foot, about 1/3 of the distance between the toes and heel, right in the center, there's a crucial point. Press it firmly with your thumbs for 40 seconds on each foot. This point is considered the bubbling spring. It grounds your energy and paradoxically makes you more alert. After completing these 6 points, you'll notice something extraordinary. A wave of mental clarity, a gentle tingling in your extremities, a sensation of being more present. It's not imagination. You literally increased circulation and activated your nervous system. A hospital in Kyoto tested this sequence on 200 geriatric patients who complained of chronic fatigue. After 21 days of daily practice, 82% reported significant improvement in energy levels, and 64% reduced or eliminated coffee consumption. The beauty of this trick is that you can do it anywhere. Watching TV, sitting on the patio, even in the car before entering the supermarket. 5 minutes that transform your next 12 hours. Trick 5. Small frequent meals with protein. The 5th Japanese trick will completely challenge the way you think about eating, especially if you grew up with that traditional American idea of 3 large meals a day. Hearty breakfast, substantial lunch, and big dinner. The Japanese discovered something fundamental. After 60, our digestive system doesn't work as efficiently as before. Large meals require an enormous amount of energy to be digested. That's why you feel sleepy after Thanksgiving dinner. All the blood is in your stomach trying to process that mountain of food, not in your brain where you need it. Here's the Japanese method. Instead of 3 large meals, you're going to have 5 or 6 small meals throughout the day, each approximately the size of your closed fist. And, this is crucial, each of these meals needs to contain high-quality protein. Let me explain why this works so well. When you eat carbohydrates alone, a bagel, a piece of toast, cereal, your blood sugar spikes quickly. Your pancreas releases insulin to control this. The sugar is quickly removed from the blood and stored, and half an hour later you're hungry again and without energy. It's the metabolic roller coaster. But when you combine protein with any meal, digestion slows down. Sugar enters the blood gradually. Insulin is released in smaller, more controlled amounts. Your energy level stays stable for 3 to 4 hours. No spikes, no crashes. Here's a practical example of how to structure your day. 7 a.m. Wake up, 2 scrambled eggs with a handful of spinach and half a slice of whole wheat toast. Egg protein provides all essential amino acids, including tyrosine, which your body uses to produce dopamine and norepinephrine, energy and focus neurotransmitters. 10 a.m. Snack, a small handful of almonds, about 15, with a small apple. Almonds have protein, healthy fats, and magnesium, a mineral that 70% of Americans over 65 are deficient in, and which is essential for energy production. 1 p.m. Lunch, half a grilled chicken breast the size of your palm, with steamed vegetables and half a sweet potato. Sweet potato releases energy slowly for hours, while chicken provides lean protein. 4 p.m. Snack, a small container of plain Greek yogurt, not those full of sugar, with a handful of blueberries. Greek yogurt has twice the protein of regular yogurt, and blueberries are rich in antioxidants that protect your energy-producing cells. 7 p.m. Dinner, a salmon fillet the size of your palm with broccoli and brown rice. Salmon is rich in omega-3, which improves mitochondrial function, the power plants of your cells. Optional, 9 p.m. if hungry. A small handful of nuts or a piece of cottage cheese. Now, see what happens when you eat like this. Your body never enters starvation mode, so it never slows down your metabolism. Your brain receives a constant supply of glucose and amino acids. You don't have that desperate hunger that makes you overeat. And mainly, you don't need coffee to combat post-meal fatigue, because there is no post-meal fatigue. An impressive study from the University of Okinawa, the Japanese region with the most centenarians, compared 2 groups of American expats living in Japan. One group maintained the American pattern of 3 large meals, another adopted the Japanese pattern of 5 small meals. After 3 months, the small meals group had 52% more stable energy, better blood sugar control, and had reduced coffee consumption by 68%. Trick 6. 20-minute power nap. The sixth and final trick will seem contradictory at first glance. Napping. What do you mean napping gives me more energy? I'm going to sleep. But the Japanese perfected an art called inamuri. The strategic nap in modern science proves that, when done correctly, a short nap is more effective than 2 cups of coffee. But attention, it's not just any nap any which way. There are specific rules that make all the difference between waking up energized or waking up even more tired. Rule 1. Exact duration of 20 minutes. Not 15, not 30, exactly 20 minutes. Why? Because sleep has cycles. In the first 20 minutes, you enter stage 1 and 2 of sleep, light sleep. This is enough to restore your mental energy without entering deep sleep. If you sleep more than 25 minutes, you enter deep sleep, and waking from that causes that horrible feeling of confusion and tiredness that scientists call sleep inertia. Rule 2. Ideal time between 1 p.m. and 3 p.m. There's a natural energy dip that happens in mid-afternoon in all human beings regardless of what you ate for lunch. It's part of the circadian rhythm. Instead of fighting this by drinking coffee, which will disrupt your sleep at night, work with your body. Lie down exactly at this time. Rule 3. Prepared environment. You don't need a bed. A recliner works perfectly, but the environment needs to be dark. Use a sleep mask if necessary. Quiet, earplugs can help, and at a comfortable temperature, not too hot, not too cold. Rule 4. Set a reliable alarm. Use your phone alarm, a kitchen timer, anything. Set it to wake you in exactly 20 minutes. This removes the mental pressure of will I oversleep and allows you to relax completely. Rule 5. Don't force it. If after 10 minutes you haven't fallen asleep, that's okay. Simply resting with your eyes closed, consciously relaxing each part of your body, already brings 60% of the nap benefits. Now comes the fascinating part. What happens in your brain during these 20 minutes? NASA researchers. Yes, NASA studies naps because astronauts need to optimize rest. Discovered that a 20-minute nap clears metabolic toxins that accumulate in the brain during waking hours. It's like taking out the house trash. Additionally, during the nap, your brain consolidates short-term memories into long-term memories, freeing up space on your mental hard drive. You literally wake up with clearer thinking. Now that you know the 6 Japanese tricks, let's talk about how to implement them in your real life here in the United States. Because knowledge without action is worthless. I know exactly what's going through your head right now. This all sounds great, but it's too much to change at once. I'm not going to be able to do all of this. And you're absolutely right. Don't try to do everything at once. That's a recipe for failure. Here's the smart plan. Choose just one trick to start. Just one. Practice it religiously for an entire week until it becomes automatic. Then add the second, and so on. My suggestion? Start with trick number 1, morning breathing. Why? Because it's the simplest, takes only 2 minutes, you do it before even getting out of bed, and the results are immediate. You'll feel the difference on the first day. This will motivate you to continue. In the second week, add trick number 2, warm lemon water. You already have the breathing habit. Now add the morning drink. Another 10 minutes, totally manageable. In the third week, add the solar walk. Now your morning has a routine. Wake up, breathe, drink lemon water, walk. Sounds like a lot? It's not. It's only 30 minutes that will transform your next 16 hours. Then you add the self-massage, then adjust your eating, and finally implement the strategic nap. Deal with common excuses. But I live in a 10th floor apartment. I can't go out walking every morning. Yes, you can. Use the stairs. Go down to the ground floor, walk around the parking lot or around the building, go back up, or walk in the building hallway if the weather is too bad. The important thing is movement and natural light near a window. I can't eat 5 times a day, I forget. Prepare everything the night before. Set alarms on your phone to remind you. Leave protein snacks already portioned in the fridge. Make it a system, not a decision you have to make all the time. I tried to cut down on coffee before and got a horrible headache. That's caffeine withdrawal, and it's real. Don't cut coffee all at once. Reduce gradually. If you drink 4 cups, go to 3 in the first week, 2 in the second, 1 in the third. Meanwhile, implement the Japanese tricks. You'll notice that you naturally lose the desire for coffee because you're already energized. I work, I can't nap in the afternoon. That's okay. This is the only optional trick. The other 5 will already make a tremendous difference. But if you're retired or work from home, take advantage of the nap. Days 1 to 3. You'll feel some difference, but mostly strangeness. It's new. Persist. Days 4 to 7. Here you start to feel more stable energy. The mental dependence on coffee still exists, but you physically don't need it as much anymore. Weeks 2 to 3. Noticeable change. You wake up easier. You maintain energy until the afternoon without that 3 p.m. crash. You sleep better at night. Month 1. Transformation. People around you start commenting, "You're different, more animated." You notice you're doing things you haven't done in months. Gardening, visiting friends, hobbies. The energy is back. Months 2 to 3. The new normal. You don't have to think about the tricks, they're automatic. You occasionally have coffee for pleasure, not necessity. You have control. Let me be completely honest with you. American society has sold a lie about aging. They sold the idea that reaching 65, 70, 75 years automatically means less energy, more tiredness, more dependence on stimulants and medications. But that's not a universal truth. It's the result of decades of accumulated wrong habits. The human body, when treated correctly, is an incredible machine capable of producing clean, sustainable energy until very advanced age. Look at the Japanese. Look at the blue zones, regions of the world where people live longer and better. Sardinia in Italy, Okinawa in Japan, Loma Linda in California. What do they have in common? It's not privileged genetics. It's simple, consistent daily habits. You're not too old to change. Your body is waiting for you to give it the right tools. Stop depending on chemical crutches like coffee. Give your organism what it really needs: oxygen, movement, adequate nutrition, smart rest. So here's my final question for you. 3 months from now, do you want to continue being that person who drags their feet to the coffee maker every morning, dependent on caffeine to function, with energy that goes up and down like a roller coaster? Or do you want to be that person who wakes up naturally alert, maintains stable energy all day, and surprises even yourself with stamina? The choice is yours. The tricks are there, tested by millions of Japanese over generations, validated by modern science, adapted for American reality, simple enough for anyone to do, powerful enough to completely transform your quality of life. Don't wait for Monday. Don't wait for next month. Tomorrow morning when you wake up, before reaching for that cup of coffee, try just trick number 1, just the breathing. 2 minutes, that's all I'm asking. And then tell me in the comments, could you feel the difference? I read all comments and respond personally. If this video gave you hope that you can have more energy without depending on coffee, do 3 things right now. First, hit that like button. This helps more people over 65 find this content. Second, subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications so you do not miss the next videos about longevity and vitality. Third, share this video with a friend or family member who also needs more energy. You can make this journey together. And tell me in the comments, which of the 6 tricks will you try first? I'm genuinely curious. Thanks for watching until the end. This shows you're serious about improving your life. See you in the next video. Until then, natural energy and long life.